Have you ever watched your dog tilt their head to one side, shake it violently, and scratch furiously at their ear until you finally look inside and catch that unmistakable stomach-turning smell? You know exactly what's coming next. A $200 vet bill, a course of antibiotic drops, and a cone of shame, only to watch the exact same infection come raging back 3 months later. What if I told you that most mild to moderate ear infections can actually be treated and prevented at home for pennies using 2 ingredients that are probably already sitting in your kitchen right now? Ear infections are one of the single most common reasons pet parents rush into my clinic, and honestly, it breaks my heart a little every time. Not because the infection is dangerous, but because in probably half of those cases, it never needed to become a $200 problem in the first place. So today, we are doing a complete masterclass on ear health. Grab a notebook because I'm going to show you exactly how to recognize an infection early, treat it naturally at home, and, most importantly, stop it from ever coming back. Hit that subscribe button and let's get straight into it. Chapter 1. Why your dog's ears are a bacteria breeding ground. Before we can fix the problem, we need to understand the anatomy working against your dog. Unlike human ears, which sit in a straight, open canal, a dog's ear canal is shaped like an L. It goes straight down, then takes a sharp horizontal turn before reaching the eardrum. This L shape is a genius design for hearing, but it is an absolute nightmare for airflow. Add to that the fact that many popular breeds, Labradors, Cocker Spaniels, Golden Retrievers, have long, floppy ears that flap directly over that canal opening like a lid on a pot. Warm, dark, low oxygen, and moist. That is not an ear canal. That is a 5-star resort for yeast and bacteria. Real-world example. If you've ever noticed your dog's ears smell faintly like corn chips or old socks, that is not just how dogs smell. That is a yeast called Malassezia thriving in that warm, trapped moisture. Left untreated, that yeast multiplies, the ear becomes inflamed, and what started as a mild itch becomes a raging, painful infection. Chapter 2. The 2-ingredient kitchen solution. Here is the exact same active ingredient combination I use as a first-line treatment in my own clinic for mild to moderate cases. Apple cider vinegar and water. Apple cider vinegar works because it changes the pH of the ear canal, making it acidic. Yeast and most common ear bacteria cannot survive in an acidic environment. It is quite literally inhospitable to them. Here's exactly how to make and use it. Mix 50% raw apple cider vinegar with 50% warm distilled water in a small bowl. Take a cotton ball, saturate it, not dripping, just saturated, and gently wipe the inside flap and the visible upper part of the ear canal. Do this once a day for 5 to 7 days. Vet warning, and this one is critical. Never pour liquid directly into the ear canal with a syringe or dropper unless your vet has specifically shown you how, and never use this on an ear that has an open sore, a foul black discharge, or a ruptured eardrum. If your dog's ear is bleeding, oozing dark discharge, or your dog screams in pain when you touch the base of the ear, this is beyond a home remedy. That requires an emergency vet visit immediately. Chapter 3. The drying follow-up. Killing the yeast is only half the job. If you don't address the moisture, the infection will simply return in a few weeks. This is where plain, food-grade cornstarch comes in. After you've done your vinegar wipe and the ear has fully dried, take a tiny pinch of plain cornstarch, the same box in your baking cabinet, and lightly dust it just inside the outer ear flap. Cornstarch is a natural moisture absorber. It soaks up residual dampness throughout the day, keeping the environment dry and inhospitable to new yeast growth. Practical tip. For dogs with floppy ears after baths or swimming, always flip the ear flap up and let it fully air dry for 5 minutes before letting it fall back down. This one habit alone prevents an enormous number of infections. Chapter 4. When home remedies are not enough. I need to give you the hard truth here because as a vet, your dog's safety always comes first. Home remedies work beautifully for early, mild irritation, redness, mild odor, occasional scratching. But if you look in your dog's ear and see thick yellow or green discharge, a swollen or closed canal opening, or your dog is in visible pain, whining when the ear is touched, or tilting their head constantly and losing balance, that is no longer a simple yeast issue. That could be a bacterial infection requiring prescription antibiotics, or in some cases, a foreign object like a grass seed lodged deep in the canal. At that point, trying to treat it at home will only delay proper treatment and allow the infection to spread toward the eardrum. Please see your vet immediately in that situation. Chapter 5. The Daily Prevention Habit. The best $200 you'll ever save is the visit you never have to make. Once a week, for a healthy dog with no active infection, do a simple maintenance wipe. Take your 50-50 apple cider vinegar mixture, lightly dampen a cotton ball, and gently clean just the visible folds of the outer ear, never deep into the canal. This single habit keeps the pH balanced and the yeast population under control before it ever becomes a problem. Rule number 1, don't overdo it. Cleaning too aggressively or too frequently can actually irritate the ear and strip away its natural protective wax barrier, making infections more likely, not less. Once a week for maintenance is plenty. Look at what we just covered. You now know why floppy ears are so vulnerable, how a 2-ingredient kitchen solution can treat mild infections at a fraction of the cost, how to keep the ear dry so it never comes back, and exactly when a home remedy stops being enough and a vet visit becomes non-negotiable. You don't need to overhaul your entire routine tonight. Just start with one weekly wipe this week and watch how much healthier those ears stay. Has your dog struggled with recurring ear infections? Tell me in the comments. I read every single one. If this video just saved you a vet bill, please hit the like button and subscribe so you never miss a masterclass like this one. Share it with a friend whose dog is always shaking their head. I'm Dr. Tony Lee. Thank you for loving your pets enough to protect them.